Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come and talk to you about all things Lorcana. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Emmett.
And I'm Jen.
All right, so it's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to sit down and record an episode. Normally we start with our playing for the past couple of weeks, but you guys haven't actually had a chance to play.
Not in a while.
Because the first Sunday... you guys had rehearsal, so you guys couldn't make it. I flew off to Dallas. And then this past weekend, you guys were doing your show, Matilda Jr., which with rave reviews. Everyone loved it. Newspapers hailed you guys as the coming of the next great cinematic actors of our time.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I didn't even know that. That was part of the show.
Yeah, well, that's good. You didn't read the reviews. I read the reviews.
I see.
They were really, really good. So, congrats, boys. You should be proud of yourselves.
They did do very well, though.
Yeah.
Good job, Emmett.
The
Good
kid
job,
who
Malcolm.
played the ukulele like a trumpet. You're going to be the next cinematic actor, whatever you
Of
said.
the next generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They called you the next Mick Jagger. Was the words that the paper used.
Like the ukulele. Please don't cough into your microphone, Emmett. Using the ukulele as a trumpet, and then a saxophone, and then a flute, and then a violin.
Yes, they
And
said
then
it
a
was very.
rock hammer.
It was very Mick Jaggerish.
Mick Jagger.
What about me?
They said that you could be the new frontman for AC/DC as in your little English schoolboy outfit.
Yes.
That you are destined to take his place as the lead singer of that band, both in the actual band and in the movie adaptation of the story of that band. So, looking forward to
He's
that.
like, what?
I have confused him. He is.
Success.
Haha, we are good. I have baffled Emmett. It is a success for this podcast. We'll see you next week.
Befuddled, Emmett.
Fuddle.
Oh, very
Nice,
nice.
Malcolm,
Very
nice.
nice.
We have some sad news for any people who... Slow down.
Hold on.
Hold
We're
on.
getting there.
You're
man.
doing it again.
We're getting
Let
there.
Dad do the transitions, babe.
So, I did have a chance to play.
Yes, he played a few times.
A couple of times, really. I played on Saturday and Sunday after I had gotten back from Dallas. I did actually bring my deck with me to Dallas. I had found a store that was playing on Tuesday night. But I bought Blue Steel with me, and I brought Red Blue with me. Both of those decks kind of centered on a certain rat. A certain rat named Hiram.
Who is now deceased.
He
Yes.
he died of diabetes.
He ate too many popsicles.
Yep. He was stuffed full of popsicles, and he has been banned. Along with Hiram, Ravensburger came out on Tuesday, midday Tuesday, and said, okay, so based on our view of how everything is playing and to make sure that Lorcana remains a fun experience for everyone, we are
Not
now...
just people playing blue.
Yeah. We are now going to ban Hiram Flaversham, the 4-cost inkable sapphire card that when you play him, you banish an item to draw 2 cards, and when you quest, you can banish an item to draw another 2 cards. They're also banning Fortisphere, the 1-cost inkable steel item that when you play it, you get to draw a card, and you can pay 1 ink, tap it, and banish it to give someone bodyguard. Both of these cards had been dominating what is called the meta, like the extra game, like the way that the game is shaped and what people are playing. If you looked at the top lists from several of the tournaments from the past, basically since Arcasia's Island started, those lists were dominated by red-blue decks and blue-steel decks. So they felt they needed to do something to shake that up and make it so that other color combinations were being played and people could play different color decks and not just have to automatically go to one of those blue decks.
I think the reason why they decided to ban Fortisphere and not like the new Tomatella, Cool, or the big one Popsicle is because for Popsicle they didn't want to kill blue, they just wanted to weaken it. And for Tomatella and Coil, they were literally just released last set. You can't just ban them. Just like, okay, you're in. Bad.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I think another reason why they banned Fortisphere instead of Popsicle is because they didn't want to ban 2 Sapphire cards.
So, some of what you guys are saying is probably true. Right, so Blue Steel as a deck, right, up until this point, it saw some success, but it was really hard to play. It wasn't fantastic, except in like maybe set 3. It's never been like super fantastic. Like if you really, really put the work into it and really, really try hard, you can get a pretty competitive deck. Like there are some people that had good success with him, but it's a really hard deck to pilot. It hasn't gotten like any tools really in the past few sets until set 7, when it got basically 3 big bombs in the Bell that you pop an item and you get a player for free, the
Yep.
Scrooge where you can tap 4 items and play it for free, and the 6 cost Happy Tamatoa.
And Coil.
The Coil wasn't so much for Blue Steel. And the 6 cost Happy Tamatoa, Happy as a Clam, that basically brought back
Happy
items.
as a clam. I was a sad little clam once. Oh no! What is Shiny gonna do in Lorcana?
Anyways, those 3 cards like made that deck like really, really good. That along with Hiram and the Sapphire Coil over in Sapphire made red, blue really, really good. So good that it was hard to do. So let's start with Hiram. So Hiram got banned. He was drawing too many cards, and you couldn't really get rid of him.
And eating too many popsicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unless you were playing Ruby, getting rid of him on curve was difficult. Steel, you needed at least 2 cards.
Yep.
Usually at that point. With green, you could bounce him back to the person's hand.
But then he's just playing again and doing the same thing again.
They just do it all again. And really, the other colors didn't really have a great way of dealing with him. You could let it go him if you were playing a different Sapphire deck.
If you're playing aggro, you're screwed.
Right. Amber and Amethyst really didn't have any way to deal with him.
Like
so he was,
maybe Hades.
yeah, but that's like
It's-
7 ink, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another blue card, right?
Right.
So there wasn't a great way to deal with him in a lot of the other cards, especially if you were on the draw, because you were going to be turned behind. So most of the time he was always drawing 4 cards. So I understand him having to be kind of banned. He was too good of a card. My kind of worry about it was he's been around since set 2.
Yeah.
And he's been used since set 2. Now the red blue from set 2 got a little bit of traction at first, but then fell off. But 3, 4, 5, 6, like Hiram's been there eating popsicles that whole time. So they knew this card was there. But then when they printed out Arcasia's Island, they still put in those 3 giant bomb of cards that we've already gone over, and didn't, think to, hey, could this be a problem? They could have delayed those cards from set, or changed those cards. Like, they knew about Hiram while they were developing this set. They
Yeah.
could have moved those cards somewhere else.
And so that's why those cards just made Hiram like too powerful.
Or create answers for Hiram as part of that set. So
Right.
it's a little iffy on, did they need to ban it, or is it just they didn't think it was going to be this much of a problem? If they didn't think it was going to be this much of a problem, they need to get some other people in there to help design some cards, because they should have been able to see this coming.
Absolutely, and I mean, and especially because if this was playable on their end 6 months ago, right? Which that's about the turnaround, right? They should have been playtesting these things with him, I would think.
Yeah, there should have been some kind of, at least they could have maybe moved the cards out more, if they, or create other cards they could have put in the set.
Right.
When they saw this was coming. They did go on to Discord, like later on after that ban was announced, and the ban was immediate. So if you were playing in a tournament that night, you had to find a new deck, because the ban was immediate across all constructed ones. Really, it's just supposed to be specifically for Ravensburger events. The joke is, well, when are those coming? Because there aren't any except for one in Germany for a trip to Disneyland. And so they got on Discord and did a really bad kind of Q&A session, because the questions everybody wanted to answer, they weren't actually going to answer. Instead, they were going to focus entirely on why they chose to ban it. And they said, Hiram, we're banning because we didn't want Blue's identity to be drawing cards. That's an Amethyst identity. So because he was drawing cards, and that became Blue's identity, was that had the best card draw engine. We had to ban him. Which is okay, whatever, but then you still have Popsicle there, which draws cards. And they said they didn't want to ban Popsicle because they want Blue to be the item deck. And so they don't want to ban any blue items because those are supposed to be powerful cards, are supposed to be your items. Okay, it still seems Popsicle was a really big issue, and it kind of still is, because now people are just finding replacements for Hiram and Red Blue, and then just using Tamatoa to keep bringing back Popsicles and playing the Popsicles, right? So it's not as powerful as it was with Hiram, but it's still pretty big. But then they also took another step and they banned Fortisphere, right? Fortisphere, steel item.
Which hadn't really seen too much play until
this set, right? Like, people playing Blue Steel were using Fortispheres, but it hadn't seen too much play until this set. Basically, it had to go because of the new cards, because of Belle, because of Scrooge, because of Tamatoa. Without those three cards, Fortisphere is probably... So again, it begs... sorry. Emmett's got a cold.
And he keeps coughing right into the mic.
And he puts his head down, and it's right towards the mic when he has to do it. So apologies for that. But anyways, when they were asked why Fortisphere had to go, they were said, well, it doesn't match Steel's identity. And the identity being, when Steel draws cards, there should be some kind of consequence when you draw a card. So things like Whole New World, you have to discard your hand first, and then you get to draw cards. The Mulan, right? The one-drop Mulan, you draw a card, then discard a card. Simba, Cinderella, like all those cards, you have to draw a card and then discard a card to do it.
I mean, the only advantage card draw I can really think of is Storm.
Yeah, doesn't match for Storm, doesn't match for, like, I think When Will My Life Begin, or...
When Will My Life Begin is Amber.
No, there's one that's Steel. There's one from that song that's Steel that you basically, someone can't challenge and you get to draw a card. There are plenty of other songs that draw cards in Steel, but the Storm Rage On being the most prevalent one. So for them saying that, oh, we had to ban this item because it doesn't match with the color identity, well, then you gotta ban those songs too, right? Like, if that's what you're going to do. And then there are plenty of other cards in other colors that feel like they should be more of a home in a different color. Like, You Have Forgotten Me is an amber card that requires your opponent to discard 2 cards. It's an amber, not an emerald. Emerald is clearly the color that has discard in it, right? So there are plenty of those things that exist in other stuff.
Yep.
Maybe even like Lady. Like, Emerald is not aggro at all.
Emerald has aggro stuff in it because they got the Merfolk, they got Flynn Rider, all small drop stuff that quests for 2. So that kind of works. But yeah, it's very strange that basically they're trying to say, well, it doesn't match its color identity, and that's why we're banning it. It's like, no, it's because people were abusing it, and you don't want, you can't ban your new cards, so you have to ban the old cards.
Yep.
So
because Belle and Scrooge were way too powerful with that card.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say this. I don't know if this is just how my mind works, but when I said that, what's his name again? I forget his name, but the rat died of diabetes. I thought this.
Hiram.
So, Ravensburger brought him a whole cake made out of popsicles and told him to eat it in one sitting. I totally did not get this from Matilda Blues.
Okay, so anyways, the rat got banned. Hiram's banned. Fortisphere's banned.
I wonder how many...
They gave some kind of reasons for them. I don't think they really match. Personally, I think that if they can't ban any of the new cards, right? If they can't ban the new cards because they just came out, and I understand not wanting to ban stuff from the set that just came out, that's going to feel bad. I think they probably could have taken steps along it. I think maybe you actually banned Popsicle first. Would have been the lightest ban, because then if you want to abuse Hiram, you've got to pair him with Steel. And then Steel doesn't have as many items to get that cycle going. It becomes much harder to play Belle, much harder to play Scrooge, much harder to play Tamatoa in Steel. And then Blue doesn't have that automatic Popsicle that you can just draw cards off of. But they decided to go slightly more nuclear, completely kind of nuke Blue Steel as a deck. Really hurt red, blue, and any other color that you would pair with blue, except for probably the blurple color, because they can already draw a million cards. And it showed. And so there was a weekend since the ban and now, and they had a whole bunch of games. And when you look at the share of the meta, like blue steel dropped off. It's not even on the list anymore. Red blue's still on there, and then it's full of other colors. So it has worked in that what they intended to happen has happened, where you have lots of different colors being used. The biggest concern right now is discard, Emerald Steel. Red blue, the version, the Sisu on Ice version that people played, was built to beat discard.
Yeah.
It's not doesn't around anymore. It doesn't really exist. You can't play it that way. I've tried. Plenty of people have tried. It just doesn't work as well anymore. And so...
Well, because the discard deck doesn't work the same way it worked before.
Right,
now it's built much more around the Muses and Clarabelle than it was before, where it was mostly the Diablo and...
So you've got the music, but all the stuff that made discard work all was under 2 or less strength.
Right, yeah.
So you were able to ramp really quickly, play a Sisu, take control of everything. That's what red blue did and kept discard down. Now that's not going to be there, and there's the worry that discard is going to slowly rise up. It's not going to probably be as prevalent as the Bucky days, right? Because the Bucky deck was incredibly easy to pilot. You just search for turn 2 Bucky and then play Floodborns after that. Opponent has no deck.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say this, that before we filmed this, Malcolm was just like, hey, maybe we should talk about what cards we want banned. And then he said, oh, well, I want just, like, you know, all the things that take out, like, something 2 or less strength, just red.
Yeah, so that's going to be our next segment, is when we're going to talk about any
Again,
other cards we want to see banned.
I just wanted to tell, I was gonna
Transition to the next phase. We'll get there in a minute. You're jumping a little bit ahead.
So people are concerned about the rise of discard. The fortunate thing is that it's going to take some time. Like, Bucky was all over the place because anyone could pick it up and play it.
It was super low floor.
Easy, right? The current discard deck has a much higher floor.
Yes.
But then just as high of a ceiling. And if you get against competent players, they're going to make you have a bad day.
Yeah.
So they have mentioned that something that they're keeping an eye on is Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo is a big enabler. While he doesn't make you discard a card, getting him on an active on turn 2 makes your discard engine that you're going to build easier to put together, because they're going to start drawing so many cards.
Yep.
And if they want to recover from it, they're going to get punished because you're going to keep drawing cards. Now, there are a lot more answers to Diablo than there were to Hiram or they were to Bucky.
Yes.
But having that active on turn 2 and having a 3-cost singer that you can use on turn 2, much like Cinderella, much like Belle, can get out of hand really quickly. So they did say that they are keeping an eye on it, but we'll see.
Yes, because especially because with that hand, especially when they're playing a turn 2 Ursula, getting rid of those cards, that can then get rid of those Diablos. Like, that's what makes that so, like, unbeatable. Like, it makes it, again, not fun to play against because you have nothing to go against if that Ursula is pulling your songs out of your hand.
And even sometimes, even if they don't have the Ursula, a lot of times they'll have the Cove and they'll put the bird in the Cove, and now the bird's got 3 willpower. And if you were holding on to that Let the Storm Rage On to have Cindy sing, it's just, okay, fine, you threw a rock at a bird. Congratulations. Now, and guess what?
Not even a rock, a pebble.
And guess what? They got to draw a card off of that Let the Storm Rage On.
Exactly.
Too. So, cool. So Diablo is kind of in the crosshairs for the next ban.
Honestly, I was surprised it didn't go when Bucky did, but...
I mean, to be fair, the reason why I'm pretty sure they decided to ban, let me start my sentence because,
Okay, you just say it.
Okay, I think the reason why they decided to ban Bucky instead of banning Diablo is because, well, Bucky was just so overpowered, and if they added that, what's his name, Robin Hood card in set 5, then he would just be a total menace.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And again, remember, Bucky wasn't banned. He was just...
Yeah, he was just
Same thing.
And that's the reason, they didn't ban Diablo, because they didn't ban Bucky. They just changed him.
Right. They changed Bucky, and Diablo was new. at
Oh,
the
that's
time.
right.
We're in the same situation.
Yes.
It was a new card.
It was a 2-set gold card. No, it was 1 set.
No,
gold card.
not the shift. The original, the little guy that lets you show your hand.
No, that was set 4 too. They were both
Oh,
set
they were
4.
both the same set.
Yeah. Yeah. There was other Diablos. There was another Diablo earlier, but no one has ever played him.
Yeah.
It's something where you move a damage counter or something if you have a Maleficent in play or something.
I
like
played
that.
it in a draft.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Thank you for just making sure that we're all wrong.
Also,
So before we talk about other cards,
Oh, Malcolm wanted to say something.
sure,
how many times did they ask when is Wolves in the live stream?
a lot. We'll get to that, but any other thoughts on Hiram and the Fortisphere ban? Are you happy with it? Or you think it's too much?
I'm happy with both because I mean,
'Cause I'm happy.
Like honestly, again, it's funny because we were talking about it when you and I were playing against each other about how like Hiram, it's just too good of a card. Like there's like you can't get rid of it because like even with red, the earliest you're getting rid of it is turn 5.
Yeah.
And same thing with steel. Earliest you're getting rid of it. It's like maybe, like probably again maybe turn 4 or 5 if you happen to get a whole bunch of tiny guys out, and you got a strength.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Or you can shift to Cindy on turn 5 and get rid of it. But that's it. Like probably turn 5 is on average the earliest you're going to be able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to clap along if
Okay.
I don't know the lyrics
No,
to
hey,
this
hey.
song.
Okay.
Hey, no licensed
Copyright.
music.
Copyright. Thanks, Malcolm. Still was Mike. But I mean, the Fortisphere was, I will say that that the blue steel was getting very strong as well, and so.
But do you think it needed to have both of them removed? Like if you moved Hiram from that equation, I feel like if you moved Hiram, I feel like blue steel at least be able to be playable. It wouldn't have been like the tier 1 stuff that it
That's
is right
true.
now.
That's
like,
true. I guess I
it
don't.
was.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see the Fortisphere as being as big of a problem.
Yeah.
Like here, like Hiram, yes, 100%. And we had, like I said, we had just talked about that when we were playing each other the week before. The Fortisphere was not on my radar as being something that was super overpowering. So,
Yeah.
but
It's still feels a little overkill to me. I would have rather them just banned Hiram, see what it looks like, and then move on from there.
sure.
I agree.
Malcolm, what do you think?
I'm happy because I don't like. No, actually, I'm not that happy. Mostly because I can beat blue red and blue steel for a good amount of time.
Well, the blue-red now that's popular, you can beat even easier than the blue-red that
I
was
guess,
popular.
but like it's not popular. It's just like common.
Oh, it's pretty popular. So, right, the blue-red deck that's currently popular is DKP, is what it's called, because that's the guy that made it.
Okay.
He tried to...
Go.
His name is like DK Fam or something, so DKP is the name of the deck that the deck's been given. He wanted it to be called Din a Little Lore, but it just hasn't caught on. It's just DKP because that's easier to say than Din a Little Lore. And that's the one where basically it's ramp up, play manners, play sharks. If you challenge into the manners, shark's gonna eat you. If you don't challenge in the manners will win, and housing development wins. And as Lex Luthor would say, the most valuable thing is land, and if you build land, it's there, right? That's how you win.
I think I know what the most valuable thing is, though.
What?
Ducks.
Daisy Ducks.
Sure. So his version
Daisy.
is still going to be popular. It's not as consistent as it was without Hiram, but it's still popular. I've tried it out a little bit, and it still can work. So when the band came on Tuesday, right, I had brought my decks with me, hoping that I'd be able to go play. That
Don't
didn't
hit
happen.
the phone.
No, I'm just grabbing
Malcolm's
Daisy.
trying to steal
Apparently,
Daisy.
we need to grab the cat, who's
Go
doing nothing.
Around, don't touch the.
Okay,
Cat cam.
and there's the cat.
Give me the cat.
No.
she does not look happy. She's going to be much more happy with me over here.
I don't think she's going to be happy at all.
Yes, she is. See, she's
Nope,
happy.
she does not look happy.
She's happy.
She looks so mad.
Hi, Daisy.
She looks like someone who was about to play Red Blue in a tournament and found out that Hiram was banned. So, like, I was there on Tuesday. I was in Texas. I found a store that was playing that night. I had, like, made plans to maybe get out of some of the work stuff I was there for to try to go play. Then the band came through and was like, oh.
Never mind.
Never mind. Those are the only decks I bought. It's focused on Hiram. Need Hiram to even work at all. So I didn't go play. I had no idea what I was going to play in the tournament on Saturday. I mean, I was locked in with Red Blue. I had practiced with that deck. I knew the matchups. I felt like invincible with it.
Well, you did really well at the tournament with it the week before.
Yeah. And I felt like really good heading into the tournament. Then they banned it, and I'm like, oh no. What do I play?
And what did you choose?
I went back to old reliable, red purple.
And how did you do?
Did not do well. The night before, I think, a new version of red purple popped up that featured like a bunch of evasives, and my deck was just not prepared to handle that at all. And I just ran into a bunch of trouble and just scrubbed out of that tournament really quickly. Then I took up the DKP version of Red Blue the next day on Sunday and was able to go 3-0 at leagues.
Nice.
So
Good job.
I had a bad day, but then had a good day. And now I have to figure out, well, where do I want to focus my time on before set championships come up, right?
Wait, what else that champs again? Sorry,
In May.
Sorry, I got distracted by Daisy.
Anyways,
That wasn't talking about. We weren't talking about when set champs were. Before
May.
or after Daisy got here.
so
He just was. He just talked about it.
now that they've started officially banning cards, beyond Hiram, beyond Fortisphere, Bucky was errated.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Diablo's in the cross sites. What other cards and why do you think they should be banned?
Just red.
The color red.
The color.
Not ban the color red.
Why?
Be prepared is honestly like, but like I can't say it because I mean it's just I feel like red. Wow, there she goes.
Daisy, want to say anything before you leave?
No.
Okay, good talk.
Oh, cat hair everywhere. So here's the thing, right? Like, yes, Be Prepared has Pete, like, right? But if you're not playing Steel, you've got like no defense. Or I guess if you've got Pete or you have. Let's see. I think there's only 3 cards that can do it. Like Pete or Ursula.
Steal it.
green.
Gantu could delay it and steal.
Stop. You're making noise. Or if you wanted to bring Bare Necessities back.
But
Sure.
in the end, you're just delaying the inevitable,
But
other than the
I
necessities.
feel like, and I know that's like Red's personality is supposed to be, like, you know.
And it does
Kill
affect both
everyone.
sides of the board, right? Like you can't play
It
it.
does.
Like Sisu almost feels slightly more punishing than Be Prepared.
I guess that's true. Like, in
Especially
fact,
for me.
I feel like both Little Sisu and Big Sisu. Like, those are
Yes.
both really bad.
Can I tell you what card I think should be banned?
What?
I think both Maui, just the normal Maui from set 1 that's a 6/5, has Lush and Reckless, and Maui Shark. Both of them should be banned.
Maui Shark's it's too, like, early, too new for that one. And I mean, Maui, like, I get it, but there are things that can take him out immediately.
They should ban every
Right.
card but Pilot Piglet.
But you agree?
I was agreeing with your mother, not with Malcolm.
There's
saying that you
cards-
should only be allowed to play Pirate Piglet.
There are cards in multiple colors that can one-shot Maui turn for turn. Right? You have Zeus, which can get rid of it in one shot. You have if someone else is playing red, you have stuff to get rid of it. If you're playing if you have a World's Greatest Criminal Mind, that can get rid of it instantly.
And it's usually always taking out 2 things, right? So it takes out whatever it took out when it rushed in, and then you take out and then something hits it back, right, and takes it out. So it's not that bad of a card. No one's ever said, oh, it's a menace. too much. Okay, so
But I feel like when you have, like, especially like when I think of red blue specifically, right? And I think of, I guess Elsa's another one. Like if you have like Elsa, the one where when you play you get to exert and then rush into them.
okay,
Like that one's like ugly. I hate it. So, but like if they have that and they have Be Prepared and they have Ladies in Chairs like back to back to back to back, I feel like, you know, many times with playing red, it's like, and I know that red's personality is control, but it's almost like you have no chance. Like I get, and then Hades too, right?
Hades blue.
That's what I'm saying, blue red,
Oh, okay.
right?
Sure, yeah.
When you're doing blue red, so like Hades and Sisu and Elsa and
Elsa's purple.
oh, is Elsa purple?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's purple.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Be Prepared is one that I feel like is a menace a lot. But like you said, it does hurt both sides.
Sure.
So
You guys are right. I should be more grateful. Ban every card but Pirate Piglet and Oswald.
Everyone's playing Amber Sapphire.
which makes no sense.
Why do you need Oswald if you can't have any other items? Because your only other card is Piglet.
Well, we changed Oswald ability. Draw the top card of your deck. If it's a Pirate Piglet, put it into your hand. Now play it for free. If not, put it on the bottom of your deck.
Okay.
Also, Pirate Piglet now is a 20 quest turn. It can quest on turn, and it can quest on turn 1.
All right. I didn't ask how we would change Pirate Piglet.
Actually, though,
Okay, so be prepared.
So I think
Emmett.
I would say Be Prepared or that 5-class Elsa.
Emmett,
The 2 Mauis.
the 2 Mauis, the shark and the rush one.
I think
Malcolm?
this one needs to be banned. My actual opinion, I don't really think anything else needs to be banned. Yeah.
Okay, now you have Big Sisu.
Other than Big CC.
Oh, I
Other
hate
big
that big C.
Then again, though, I do have personal bias. Back down.
So the only
bias. But
Sit
like,
down.
I will be told.
I mean, just
They can only see your belly on the screen.
yeah. So I'm not of the opinion that anything else really needs to be banned.
Yeah.
I think Fortisphere should come back. But the biggest one that I've seen talk around, and I don't agree with it, is Whole New World.
no. No.
Just because it can be, and that's just because people think it's unfair when one specific color combination can do it on turn 3 or 4, and can do it early.
Yeah, but I mean, the same can be said for blue.
Yeah,
I mean, in blue, you can play a 3-cost card on turn 1.
yeah.
So, like, and then,
And you
Well, look, it's. I've been playing with Steel Song a lot lately, and I mean, it feels incredibly powerful to on turn 4 have Ariel sing A Whole New World, and then just load up the board with a ton of 1-drops, so that you now have like 9 characters on board.
yeah, but that's only for playing a ton of 1-drops.
Well, just a ton of other cards, and then singing and removing everything else
Sure.
that they have on board because you played a Cinderella and a 4-singer on 2.
Yeah, but that's
so
only if you get those
they
cards.
shoot them. Right, but I mean, you're drawing 7 cards, so odds are you're going to get something.
Right, but I mean, there's so many times where I played that deck where I didn't even get A Whole New World the entire game.
Sure.
So it's not, it's not like it's something where you're guaranteed to get it.
Sure.
Right? So, and because it's, it's not like Bucky was, right? Where, like, if you needed to, you discard your whole hand and you get 1 Bucky and that's all you need. Right? With A Whole New World, you don't just need A Whole New World. You also have to have somebody to sing it.
Sure.
And yes, you could get lucky and get to shift on 2 and sing on turn 2. But that's going to be incredibly rare to happen.
like what?
And, I mean, and it's going to, on average, you can sing it on turn 4. Which by turn 4, blue already has like 7 or 8 ink.
Sure.
So again, what's the difference?
I'm not saying that it needs to be. I'm just saying that would be the next, like, that is the next card that's brought up after Diablo.
Sure.
It's Whole New World.
And I get that, but I get it. But again, both sides get 7 new cards. And I mean, if you are playing it on turn 2 or turn 3, you're also dumping some good cards too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, there are worlds on turn 3 where I'm only dumping like one card.
sure.
But, it definitely happens. So, a couple other notes. We'll move on from that conversation. But a couple other notes that came up during everything. First, the ban is only applicable to non-China and non-Japan regions. Right? So, China and Japan are on set 2. So, they just discovered Hiram.
Oh no.
So it's just started there. So it is still legal for them to play Hiram until they get to Arcasia's Island. So Hiram is in effect, and he can still eat all the popsicles he wants over in Japan and over in China. But only there.
He dies. Okay.
Until he dies. He's got a ticking clock on him. So once Set 7 comes out in those regions, he will no longer be playable.
Same thing with Bucky.
No, Bucky was errated right from the start. So they cannot play Bucky. Like their
As he
version of
was.
Bucky will be the 3-cost, 1/1, doesn't have ward, have to play a shift character on top, have to use shift to make someone discard, like the unplayable version of Bucky that we have now. That's what they're going to start with. They will never have the Bucky meta.
They will never understand the pain we've been through.
Yes.
The pain and
Or the song
misery.
that it made, which is just the Peaches song for the Mario movie, but half the words are changed because it's supposed to be about Bucky.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So, anyways,
That everybody knows about.
let's move on from that really quick.
Pizza sauce.
So, if you're in China and Japan and you're watching this, that's
Good
weird
for you.
a little bit. But
Awesome. Hi.
Hello.
Can we visit?
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
You guys can still play Hiram. You guys can still play Fortisphere when it comes out.
You get to go to the
Say
new,
hi to Chicawa for me!
you get to go to the new Arendelle world.
You've got like 8 months of Hiram eating popsicles, and then he's going to keel over. So enjoy that while you can. They did announce details for the first Japan. They don't call it a DLC, but basically
The
it's
Speedway?
Japan. I don't know, Grand Prix or something.
Grand
I don't know. They announced some of the details from it. So for some reason in Japan and in China, they have everything. Like the booster boxes that you get in Japan are 16 packs instead of 24, and then you only get like 5 cards in each pack. So you don't automatically get a foil in every pack.
Why?
You get like 1 rare card in every
Is
pack.
it just because they
I don't know. That's just
couldn't get them made fast enough?
I don't know. That's just how it is over there.
So weird.
I didn't look into it because I didn't care enough.
It sounds like you.
So not only is that like their packs basically halved, but the way they're going to play their tournament is basically half too, because their games are best of 1.
Best of 1?
So 1 game, 25 minutes. Winner moves on, or winner gets the point.
Winner, chicken dinner.
What?
Yeah. So it's best of 1.
Best of 1?
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah. So if you didn't like best of 2, we've got something new for you.
So in other words,
Best of
it's
1.
the die roll.
Yeah, yes. Whoever wins die roll. So you need to win like 7 die rolls in a row, and you're going to move on to the next thing. So they've got that going on. We did not hear anything about Worlds. We did learn that there is like a social media manager and a tournament organizer that have all been hired. Like the social media manager, the communications director, right, was like hired 6 weeks ago now. I started a job within the past year, and if it had been 6 weeks and I hadn't done anything that seems to be the main focus of my job,
You
I
got
wouldn't
fired?
have that job anymore,
Yeah,
right? Now I know they have the extra thing of going with Disney, and I thought, oh well, okay, so that's probably difficult because they've got to deal with Disney. But then I rethought about that, because within the past with 3 or 4 months after Lorcana came out, the new Star Wars trading card game came out. Star Wars Unlimited. I think it was like 6 months later, right?
Yeah.
Their Worlds is scheduled for Vegas in like 2 months. Star Wars is also a Disney property.
Yep.
So they're dealing with the same people. Right? Now, there's a chance that they have to deal with like some different branch of Disney because it's like Lucasfilm or something like that. But they're still dealing with Disney people, and they were able to figure this out, and they were able to get Worlds, and they're able to communicate with people. So like the Disney of
The
it and having to deal
excuses
with
that
it
we are making for them.
Excuses,
are really starting to wear thin.
excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Because
Like-
it's been a little too long. They
Yes.
gotta be announcing some things. We basically have about a month and a half left of this set, so it will go by without any major tournaments in North America from Ravensburger for this set. There will be no Worlds for it. Basically, at this point, there won't be any DLCs because it's a month and a half. And May is booked up with set championships. We're
Yep.
probably going to start getting new card reveals within 2 weeks or so.
Yep. I'd hope.
And nothing from them. Just some posts on Discord, which is not a good place to hold Q&As.
No.
You go on Twitch or you go on YouTube and you have someone filter out questions and ask the questions to the people, and that's how you do it. You don't go on Discord where it's just this random. Like I was trying to watch it to see what was going on, and it was just random people just spouting off random questions and gifts and
Win is
reactions.
Win is Wolves.
Like tons of Winners Worlds, and then tons of like random gifs showing that the rat's dead, and ton of other things of just like even they were posting gifs of like the Roz guy from Monsters Inc. going, "I'm always watching."
I mean, guy, it's a lady.
Why would they be posting that?
Misgendering.
Because they were
Roz.
asking about like other cards, like, and don't you think that this card will be a problem? Like, we're always watching things, we're always watching the meta, and he was just kept posting that gif of Roz going, "I'm always watching, always watching."
So weird.
Like that's what he kept doing. It's like that's not helpful.
The new neighbor's actually outside.
Okay, that's not
Always watching.
always watching.
Never met the new neighbor.
Well, now's not the time because we're in the middle of recording, Jennifer.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry,
So-
squirrel.
All right. All right. So that was the big ban.
Yes.
No other news from Ravensburger or anything,
Nope.
unless you live in Japan. And some new people have started jobs. They don't appear to want to like do the thing that we think their jobs are for, or maybe they are doing it. We just don't understand.
Or
So
maybe they have to create their own job description
it's been
before-
6 weeks, man.
before they can actually do the job description.
Guy's been on the job for 6 weeks. Like, imagine if you started teaching a class and you said, "I'm not going to teach you guys for like 6 weeks."
Well, that's kind of the new like thing now. Apparently, is that you take the first 6 weeks to get to know your kids and make them get to know each
But they're
other.
not getting to know us, Jen. They're not getting to know us because we didn't find out about them until after they'd already been on the job for 5 weeks. Imagine you were a secret teacher.
Secret
that
teacher.
you just left your classroom alone.
Can I be a secret teacher?
And
I want to
just-
know what the job description is for a
And you
secret
just
teacher.
watch them through the window.
Is it like a secret shopper?
Like, you're the teacher for the class, and you just watch them through the window. They don't know you're there. And you did that for 5 weeks, because that's what's been going on right now. Would you be able to do that?
Not if I was brand new. I'm where I am now, where I've been in the district for 20 years.
That's tenure, baby. Okay. So that's the band. That's what's been going
I know,
on.
we lost them. Don't worry what.
If you are looking, though, to watch some high-level Lorcana, there are basically big tournaments happening every weekend.
All the time.
They're probably getting sick of me putting them on the TV, basically, whenever the
Probably.
kids are not
Me?
playing
No.
video games. I'll put on a Lorcana thing and just have that on in the background.
I like how you say weekends, as if it wasn't on yesterday.
So yeah, it's also on during the week. There is a team league called the ICL that goes on like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where you have basically some of the people from Team Maelstrom have like put together this league, and everyone kind of plays against each other. You get 3 matches, kind of more high-level Lorcana play that you get to see. Also, the Lorcana Cross Continental Challenge is still going on. They're near the finals for their second round of that. For this set is happening. There are a couple matches that are happening today. If you are curious to watch Steel Song versus the DKT Red Blue deck and see 2 masters explain it, while you have a third master that can watch and see their hands and explain what he thinks, why they're doing what they're doing, and what he thinks he would do. It is an awesome match to watch. It was Kurt Spice versus DKP. It's on YouTube on Lorcana Villains channel. Watch it. It is an amazing thing to watch. You will learn some stuff. I won't give away the ending, but one of the matches had one of the best endings I've seen to Lorcana.
Was I sleeping?
They
No.
probably drew
Was
a
I
go.
gone?
No, because it was during lunch.
They probably they probably drew a go.
No, it was not a goat. No goats, because it's Red Blue versus Steel Song. So no goats.
So I think they drew a go.
Nope, not a goat. No goats in those decks. 0 goats.
Says who?
Anyways, if you're looking to watch something, I recommend that. Let's move on to trivia.
Trivia. Oh my god. I'm so glad his mic was not on. That was so loud.
Just way too loud. man.
Loud.
Hey, I might know these questions.
I'm
Who's
gonna
like
put the
mine?
mic over here. We can still hear you.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll hold it right here for you.
Thank you.
But only if you give real answers and not snarky answers.
Okay, but
What? What's the point then?
Anyways, let's start with the questions we're not likely to get.
Cool.
In the Jungle Cruise, what are
The
Lily?
rock.
What are Lily and McGregor searching for?
The tree.
treasure.
What are Lily and McGregor searching for?
The
Yeah.
treasure of Dwayne The Rock Johnson because he's in that movie.
Oh wait, are we talking about the movie? I thought we were talking about the ride.
The tree. The tree.
No, the movie.
The big like tree thing.
Yeah, like that tree of life thing.
Don't they want like a flower from it?
You're so close.
Yeah, it's,
A
yeah.
lily.
It's like a
Leaf.
like a no. It's the flower. It's like the
So,
flower of
yeah.
life or something. Like
So its name is Tears of the Moon,
okay.
which is a flower with miraculous healing powers.
Yeah, so it's like healing flower. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So is that a tangled reference?
I think we get that. I think we earn 3/4 of a point.
I'll add it to the tally.
Nice. As if we're keeping points on any of this.
In the film Cinderella from 2015,
Oh, we did not watch that.
how does the prince discover Cinderella at her home in order to have her try on the shoe?
She was sweeping, like doing.
Oh no,
chores.
was she locked in her room upstairs and he broke down the door because isn't he one of the, who isn't he? Is he one of the Bridgertons? I forget.
I don't know. I have also not seen this movie.
She was like
I gotta look it up
outside
now.
doing
So
chores.
you don't need to. So no, that's chores. Like how did he know she was there? How does he know she
because he
exists?
came down.
Actually,
He came down the stairs.
I think she was locked in her room upstairs.
he has
But
X-ray.
how did he know
There's
that
a window.
How did he know that she exists?
There's a window.
I'm trying, but all I've got is she was locked in the room. He saw her through a window, or she just came downstairs. So he saw her because she existed in space.
Did he see another one of the stews?
Okay, no. The answer is he hears her singing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously.
So
Oh no, it's Rob Stark.
okay.
I knew it was somebody. From
It had
like
to be
something else.
Stark.
There was something else that we watched.
Maybe that Cinderella's a prequel to Game of Thrones.
Ah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Would you play it?
So anyway, what was the answer? I was not paying attention.
She was singing, so he heard her singing.
That's what punch.
I tried to lead you there, but you checked out.
That's
You went
what
somewhere
punch.
else.
My ADHD
I was like,
took over.
How did he know she existed? And Emma's just like, because she walked down the stairs. So he saw her.
I heard that part.
Anyways,
2 cats now. They're interested in the neighbor too.
this next question has multiple parts.
Oh no! So don't jump the
No,
gun.
I'm sorry, multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
However, I'm not going to give you the choices.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna know it.
And I'm going to read the choices afterwards because they're really bad.
Is it like how many dwarves are there?
No.
12.
What animated character sings the song One Jump Ahead?
I don't know.
I think we have to sing the whole song.
No.
Gotta be one jump ahead of the. Okay, it's Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Whoa, that was loud.
Wait, no, wait, let me think.
No.
One shot.
Alice in Wonderland, a war.
Piglets.
So your other
Only what I can't
choices.
afford, and that's everything.
So your choices are based on the fact that you may not know what movie this is from,
Okay, sure,
right?
sure.
So they pick Tigger
Nice. I
and
like
the
it.
White Rabbit.
So it was Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
Malcolm.
One jump ahead of time.
All right.
Look at this. Hello, good for omelette.
What is unique about Neverland in Peter Pan?
You don't grow up.
It's a magical place.
Everyone deserves the chance.
That's
to
wicked.
That's wicked.
But still, everyone deserves the chance to.
That's not what makes it unique. It's that no one grows up.
Oh, no one grows up.
We're not number two.
Yes, the children never grow up. But you know that makes me think. Like, not everyone can fly because you got to think happy thoughts, right? But like Tinkerbell sprinkled a bunch of pixie dust on like the map in Lorcana, and the map flew up. So is the map super happy?
Well, maybe it's Toodles in disguise.
No.
No.
All right. In The Little Mermaid,
We have another card question.
who is King Triton's court composer?
Sebastian?
Sebastian.
Yeah. You guys are like,
I was surprised Malcolm do it.
why? It's crab.
Wow.
Right, crab. Yeah.
I didn't know if that he knew what a composer was.
What did you think? What did you
Do you
think
think-
Sebastian was?
Do you think like Sebastian somewhere is like pissed off that Tamatoa gets all the good cards in Lorcana and he's got like
He was the
one?
original crab.
Yeah, like he's
And not only that, but like Tamatoa is in that movie for like 2 minutes.
yeah.
He's the best part of the
Total.
movie, but he's
Sebastian literally has 2 solos.
Yeah, I mean Sebastian like if
And-
you said Disney crab,
Sebastian.
Sebastian is what most people
Sweet
would
little
say.
succulent crab.
No.
If
We would
you
say,
ask a
let's-
Lorcana player Disney crab, they're gonna say
Tamatoa.
Tamatoa because he's awesome.
Wait,
Right.
2, Under the Sea, and
Just to go.
Kiss the girl.
that's only. Isn't that the only?
Sha la 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 my oh my.
Copyright.
Well, it isn't a. It's a duet.
It's
Between
not.
who?
It's not. It's just
It's
him.
a solo.
Oh, I thought it was a duet between him and whatever the duck's name is.
The
Is it
duck
duck?
that goes wah, 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 and that's the only line he has in the whole thing. You thought it was a duet?
I mean the goose.
What goose?
I mean, what's his name? The bird. The bird.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Is the bird? Is the seagull?
Wait,
What's his name? He's in Lorcana. He's like
Scuttle?
Yeah, Scuttle. He's the
No,
guy.
it's not a duet with Scuttle. Scuttle
No.
doesn't sing anything.
All he goes is wah, 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 wah. That's all he
And they
does.
all live happily ever
So,
after.
yeah. Anyways. So speaking of Tamatoa, well, I was on.
I'll get that. That's probably my line.
That's our time that the podcast is coming in that way.
Oh,
Nope.
it's
Okay,
this way
cool.
faster.
Anyways, I saw while I was on the plane to Texas, I watched Moana 2.
Oh, how is it?
That's where you should watch that movie. Is on a plane to Texas.
Oh, we watched. Wait. Me and Elmet watched that movie.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, I think
it's-
I fell asleep.
It definitely screams. Yeah, this was an animated show for Disney Plus, and we decided to just make it into a movie. Like you could tell, like so that was. Anyways, we'll figure that out in just a minute, guys. They're talking about their friends, so it's okay. Anyways, yeah, that was definitely a show. You could like see the different pieces
Duh,
of, like,
under the camera, Emmett.
where it was.
Juliet, you're gonna have a field day with this episode.
If you've made it this far, thanks.
Okay.
Anyways, you can see like, oh, this was that was episode 1. Oh, that was episode 2. Oh, there was supposed to be a whole bunch of episodes, and then here's the finale. Like they keep talking about like this big villain they gotta beat, and he never shows up, and there's no face to it. It's just a bunch of tornadoes that show up, and they have to get past the tornadoes, and then they win. There's like this weird bat lady that is supposed to be like the Tamatoa replacement, except
Oh,
it's
it's just
never
the two of us.
explained.
Can you duck? Oh, the dog's in the way.
And that they never explain like what she is or why she wanted anything. She's just there.
Yeah,
It's strange.
I either zoned out and was on my phone or I fell asleep. Me and Emmett were trying to watch it, and Emmett watched it and he said it was good, but that's not me.
Yeah.
I got up to, I remember up to the Kakamora, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, that is like 1/3 of the way through.
Duck under, not you don't have to crawl.
Stop it.
Oh, Zelda's got something.
Anyways,
Malcolm's going to parkour his way around it.
so, wow. All right.
This is going completely off the rails. Anyway, so you saw Moana 2 and it wasn't
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I can't wait for all those crappy characters to appear as Lorcana cards. I don't remember any of their names. You got Plant Guy, you got Ship Person, you got Maui Jr.
Oh yeah, well, and then you got like her little brother.
Baby Moana.
Yeah, like her little sister.
Her little sister.
Just like has an attitude. And all sorts of fun stuff. More Kakamora stuff.
Yeah.
So can't wait to have all those
And also-
characters as back.
And also, if any of you have seen the Odd Ones Out latest video,
No, we're not going to talk about YouTube.
No.
So, but anyway, so what did you think of Moana 2?
I thought it was okay. When Dad told me that it was originally gonna be just a series, I agree with him. It would be better as a series.
Yeah, like all those characters that were added to make the series have more episodes, and you could see they were introducing other villains, and that was supposed to be like a long.
They probably realized that they lost a lot of money over COVID.
Yeah.
And they needed to, remake some of that.
Yeah.
And they probably did with Moana 2 because
Yeah, it was still successful. It's fine. We'll see it in a few years. We'll get the cards from that, but not before we get from the next set. Which there's a good chance that this set has cards from Strange World.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
That movie was fine.
Yeah.
It was aggressively fine.
There's nothing wrong with it.
except it not being very great.
It was fine.
It came out the same time like other movies came out that were better.
Yes.
Was its problem?
Like it came
honestly,
out right
I mean-
after like Encanto.
I mean, Wish was better.
Yeah,
No,
we're not
I
to
was-
Wish yet. We're still on, but we're going to have Strange World cards could show up in this next set based on kind of the timing from when Encanto came out. You could have Strange World cards coming out with this one.
Sure.
And if you think about how many cards from Encanto and from Raya and Last Dragon.
Yeah, but those Raya cards are good.
Guess we gotta watch.
The cards
that
are good.
movie again.
But we've had
Know everyone.
so many Raya cards and we've had so many
I know.
Encanto cards.
Like, I really feel like we need to watch Raya again because, we only watched it once in the theater, and I barely remember what any of those characters
We
actually
didn't watch it in
do.
the theater. We watched it here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it was COVID.
Oh, okay.
No one watched it in the theater. I think eventually they released it in the theater, but no one watched
I
it.
couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the last one we watched,
The only thing I really
or the first one we watched in the theater.
No.
That was
that was Coco. I remember it because we had to watch that.
Coco.
No,
So many years ago, man.
Coco it was not Coco.
That was pre-COVID. Coco was before COVID. So anyways, we'll bring the show to a close there. So if next time you're on a plane, watch Moana 2, that's the best place to see it. Maybe if you're on a boat. Probably makes more sense on a boat. Especially if you're on like a boat in Hawaii maybe. But then you should probably do Hawaii things. Not Moana 2 things. Maybe at night.
No, if you want to watch a movie, you watch the Garfield movie.
Please, no, this
No.
is a Disney
It's not a
podcast.
Disney movie. We do not acknowledge Garfield.
It was in theaters, 2021. We went and saw it. It was the first movie we
I'm
saw in the
No, we
theaters.
didn't watch it in theaters because Disney Plus had just come out, so
I-
we just decided to wait for it to come on Disney
I
Plus.
feel like I remember seeing it in the theater.
I'm
We
telling you, we
didn't.
didn't see it in the
We
theater.
didn't.
Because it came out like this. Yes, it did come out in theaters.
March of 2021.
But it also came out on Disney Plus the same time. And there's
Yeah.
no way I went and saw it in a theater when I could just watch it on Disney Plus for free.
It's correct.
So.
I just feel like I remember seeing it in theater.
We saw Elemental in the theater.
Oh, maybe that's
It's
what I
Raya-ish.
Maybe that's what I'm
And not that
remembering.
it has same area overtones,
Does?
but no dragon. But water. Lots of water. Just like Raya. Anyways, that's our show for the week. Upcoming, we're going to be...
Everything's going off the rails around here.
We've got a lot of ideas for future shows.
Yes.
We're going to talk about big decks coming up for your set champs and preparing for set champs because we are already at that time. Coming
How is
up
it
fast.
almost May?
Yeah, end of the school year.
It feels
Always.
like just yesterday I was jumping off waterfalls and watching the Garfield movie on a cruise.
I'm really trying to end the show, guys. I swear I am. We've got talk about set champs coming up. If you happen to watch the Club Lorcana podcast, which is where Zan and Jeremy Bertolioni talk about them, they're really successful Lorcana players, or at least Zan is. Jeremy's really good too. They recently took the judges exam that they gave during the initial DLCs. I'm going to grab a copy of that, and I'm going to see how well these guys can do at it.
I'll do great.
I'll do good.
I think you should give it to us ahead of time. Have us all take it individually and then release the results on the podcast.
Okay.
That'd be hilarious.
All right, we can try that.
I want to see that because I just feel like if we're all doing it together, it's not going to be a true testament of what we all know. And I want to really know what these kids know.
I know a lot.
I know. I want to see. And
You
plus,
know, if
again,
you
we've
can
had some haters in our comments saying that these kids don't know what they know.
No. Number one, not haters.
I thought they were haters.
No, definitely not haters.
Okay. Sorry.
They are loving fans.
I'm sorry. I
They
love
were
fans.
they were curious if they got the older Disney references.
Oh.
Not that they know how to play Lorcana. Just that do they get
Well, that's what I mean. Like
the
thinking.
stuff from before we were born? Let me be clear.
Okay.
The judge's test is not a Disney knowledge pop trivia test.
I
Which we
know.
still do really good at.
They don't go like, all right, what is the name of Elsa's dad? Like, there's no questions like that, right? It's like, if Elsa comes down and she freezes these people, can you ready them with Fan the Flames on the next turn? It's that kind of question, right?
Sure.
So, that's the kind of thing that they'll be asking. Not what was Walt Disney's first animated character,
It was Oswald!
or who is the King Triton's court composer?
I want a book about Oswald, and Oswald was...
Okay, stop. The microphones are on the table. And you're
I
banging
do
it.
not believe there are any questions in there about Oswald.
Didn't we finish trivia like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're still listening, if you're still watching, thank you. You can email us the questions at questlorequestions@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. When we remember to ever post anything on there,
If it's still alive next week.
at QuestLore Pod. I think they extended it another 3 months.
Yay!
Because that's just what we do now. We just keep extending.
Just extend things.
Yes. Kick the can down the road. Someone else.
Bans are only bans if they actually happen.
No, that's not how it works. Anyways, you just keep kicking the can down the road, and then someone will pick it up. It's their
Maybe.
problem, not yours. So you just need to take a different road. So,
What if
anyways,
that fan has an Oswald?
thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. You can find a video version of this on YouTube or an audio version on all your podcast platforms. Please tell your friends, tell your dog, tell everyone you know about us. Like, rate, follow, subscribe, whatever you do, go ahead and do it. It's been so much fun this time. We will catch you next week on QuestLore.
Whoa, dates for Lorcana!
Please.